Good afternoon. My name is Donny Haywood. I am a United Methodist pastor. I serve in a little community in North Texas called Nocona, Texas, up in the upper edge of Red River area, a few miles from Oklahoma border. I had a chance to read Michael Waters' book Stakes is High, and see some of these questions. What part of the book did you find most compelling? I guess I have to explain that ahead of time that I was raised in Sherman, Texas, and Sherman was somewhat diverse, but in the area that I lived in, there wasn't that much diversity. I've lived in predominantly white communities my whole life, and the community that I serve now is less than 1% black, Hispanic, Asian. There's just not a whole lot of diversity here. I don't see a lot of racism spoken or otherwise here, which is a good thing, but there's also not much diversity here. Not a lot of folks other than the white congregation and the white people living here. The book really struck me from the foreword, the quote that says, "Why was liberty and justice for all too much to hope for?" And I guess I was drawn into the book after that. There's so many. I mean, I tried to label all the places that were significant to me within the book. That major significance. I mean, the whole book was a good read. I certainly want to use this as a Bible study. As a study for congregation to dig deep into our own lives and our own, predispositions, how we were raised and what we were taught. Some of the range of emotions that I experienced while reading the book, sadness and horror, honestly. Some of the things that stood out to me, and I'll quickly go through them. Let me turn some pages here. This section called "Any Negro Will Do," where it talked about Kamitra Barber, and she had with her 2 daughters and 2 children and 2 godchildren, and the police officers in Forney pulled her over with guns drawn, mistaking her for someone else. I can't imagine the horror that must have gone on in her mind or in the minds of the children, all under 10. It's horrible. Moving on to the city of Baltimore. We're talking about the city of Baltimore. The old law of an eye for an eye leaves everybody blind. Stuck out to me. Swimming pools. We've seen the McKinney incident over and over on television. It says 1919 race riot in Chicago resulted from the stoning and subsequent drowning of African-American teenager Eugene Williams, who violated the unwritten law in Lake Michigan. He mistakenly swam into the white-only waters. It breaks me to know that kind of ignorance and hatred exists, and I know it does. Like I said, I guess I'm apologizing because I was raised in a pasty white neighborhood, and I didn't hear these stories. I didn't know about these stories. It's complicated on Tubman, Race, and Progress in America. What good is having the right to sit at a lunch counter if you can't afford to buy a hamburger? And we talk about, on the next page, it talks about the pay, the median income of white versus black. And I knew there was a difference. I know that there's an unwritten law, for lack of a better word, but the difference between 141,000 and 11,000 is it's criminal. It's criminal. I had no idea. American Justice, where Michael, Dr. Waters, I should say, compared Ethan Couch and Alan Bullock and the differences there. Again, tragic and sad and angering, even for me. Um, on page 63, it's Stakes is High section, and it says, at the very heart of the problem is the failure to value and respect all human life as sacred. Each life, no matter how it is pigmented or financially endowed, must be fully embraced as one created in the very image of God. I haven't always been United Methodist. I was raised in the Baptist tradition, and sadly, many of the churches that I went to were just, they were hateful. There was a hateful, and that was where I truly noticed issues of race and class, and just the differences between white and everybody else. But as I came to the Methodist Church, and it says that we consider all sacred, it really resonated with me. And then in reading the book, it opened my eyes to a reality that I wasn't. I was ignorant to, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. The letter to President Obama, Know Your Place, Boy. The Empire Strikes Back. All these sections, they touch a part of me as a I can think back on the Star Wars movies myself. Think back on the life that I thought was safe and normal, when the reality is on the other side of the tracks, the other side of town, the other side of downtown, the other side of the road. Things were not safe. Things were not equal and right. Would I recommend this book to others? Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend this book to others. In what places and spaces do I believe it would be helpful to engage this book? I think we have to take people to a place where they're a little bit uncomfortable for them to understand. Your average white guy, I need to come to a place where I'm uncomfortable to really think about this, what's going on, what it is, who it affects. Anyway, I know I'm way longer than my 2 to 3 minutes. Thank you for your time. Blessings. I hope this book reaches a lot of people. I hope that it changes lives, and I hope that we do have a brighter future and equality for everyone in America and beyond. Blessings. Thanks.